When I first started early on, I was HR. I was the person answering the phones. I was the one going out doing assessments. I was the one, if someone needed to take time off, I was making sure that they got that time off. And I think the one thing that really drained me was doing scheduling. So for sure, early on in my business, there was times I wanted to give up. There was times I was thinking to myself, maybe this is not for me.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to TaskFlo VA. And right now, you're watching the very first episode of the series that we're having right now, where we deep dive into, real life conversations, entrepreneurship, growth, hard earned lessons. And right now, we have a very special guest with us. She will share about her journey, business journey, and basically the story of her business or businesses. Hi, Nikia.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for accepting our invitation. Right off the bat, Nikia, again, welcome to our series. And can you tell us what are your businesses right now and what's the story behind them?
Yes, so right now I own a in-home care service, home care company in the state of Indiana. And then I also own a transportation company. The in-home care basically started from me being a notary in the state of Indiana and going around to different nursing homes and seeing people. One specific person I used to see all the time in a nursing home that I would go to a lot. And this guy was always sitting in the hallway by himself. And every time I would stop and talk to him, it was like it was the highlight of his day. And so that made me start like looking up into senior care, which I learned about in-home care services. And then my transportation company just came being able to provide an additional service to my clients that I have. But it grew to being able to offer it to other clients as well. That's not my clients.
You're living the entrepreneur life, the entrepreneurship life, the business owner life. And, when people hear entrepreneur, business, they think, freedom and money. But can you tell us what's the part in entrepreneurship that no one actually sees?
I think the biggest thing is the dedication that you have as a business owner. You don't get a chance to walk away. You don't get a chance to not work. You don't get a chance to not put in the work. And I think that that's the biggest thing that people see the money, the freedom, but a lot of times they don't see what the behind the scenes is to make that happen for you to be successful. There's a lot of hard work that you have to put into it in order for it to be successful. And that's a lot of times what people don't see. They don't see the sleepless nights that you have, or, the things that some days you have to sacrifice and not do things, especially in the beginning until you put systems in place. So that's a lot of the times that, people don't see that part and they want to jump into it. And then when they get into it, if they're really not serious about the business or getting to the success, they're not going to put the work in. But if they put the work in, for sure, they will get the success. The most darkest moment is, when you want to get something and it doesn't happen. So especially in the beginning of my business, because I'm trying to put so many different things in place to make it a successful business. But when you get rejection or, something doesn't go as planned, it becomes very dark and it triggers you a little bit because this is your baby and you want things to just happen. You're putting in all the hard work, and for something to be rejected or not happen, it's very like dark. For sure, early on in my business, there was times I wanted to give up. There was times I was thinking to myself, maybe this is not for me. Maybe I can't actually do this. And you have all those conversations with yourself in your head.
In your business, what's the task that, take up hours of your day or drains you the most?
Yeah, so one of the things, which is not an issue I have now, but when I first started early on, I was HR. I was the person answering the phones. I was the one going out doing assessments. I was the one, if someone needed to take time off, I was making sure that they got that time off. And I think the one thing that really drained me was doing scheduling. And because there's so many moving parts, and the more you grow, the more employees that you have, the more clients that you have, there's going to be more schedules. And so scheduling was the one thing that drained me in my business. But I had to do it because if I didn't schedule it properly, then that means my clients don't get services. And if my clients don't get services, then that means the clients will leave, or not, the business is not going to flow properly. So
Have you had any experiences where you messed up the scheduling?
absolutely. So there was times, because I was doing it on my own, that someone would ask me for a request off, and I will say, okay, yes, I'll take care of it. But because I'm the business owner and I'm running so many things, I forgot that this person needed time off. And so when that day came, nobody was scheduled for that client. And I didn't realize it until the client actually called to say that that person wasn't there. And then I reached out to that person, and they're like, remember, Miss Nikia, I asked you for this day off. And that's when I knew I messed up.
And how did this all stress, the draining part, affect you in your personal or health whatsoever in your life?
Yeah, I think that it just really brought a lot of stress. And I think one of the biggest things for me is that from when that happened, I was always having anxiety that it was going to happen again. And so it was like my brain was always thinking about, like, making sure I did this, making sure I did this, making sure this was done. So I feel like the biggest thing is that what I felt is that I was always overwhelmed with just all of the tasks that I needed to do. And it affected me mentally, which, I wasn't my whole self.
First of all, Nikia, thank you so much for sharing that to me, that stage in your life. But was that the moment that made you realize, I think I need help? I need someone to help me, someone to, manage the schedules because I'm the boss. I don't need to do this repetitive stuff. Was that the point that you realized that you need some type of help, a virtual assistant?
Yes. So a little bit early on, I actually had a virtual assistant that can assist me with like HR stuff, but I was the main person. And then that's when that happened. I realized that I need to put a system in place and have more assistants, and have someone actually taking over the schedules. That way, I don't have to worry about it. And that has been a huge load off of me, that I don't have to worry about scheduling. Ever so often, I still get people to reach out to me and say, hey, Miss Nikia, I need to take some time off. And because I've gotten to where my VAs have handled this, I immediately tell them, send that message to the office, because I will not remember. And I want to make sure you get your time off and that we don't have any issues.
I know that as a business owner, since you're used to doing all things, all the tasks yourself, did you have any hardship or did you feel nervous when you assigned those tasks to someone else?
Yes, in the beginning, it was very hard for me to delegate things to a VA or to anyone, because I knew that I could handle it, even though I made mistakes with it. But for the most part, I was handling it. But I knew that if I gave this to someone, if they messed up, then that would be even more stress. So I had some anxiety, and very skeptical at first. But I can say that when I hired the VA to do it, I mean, it has been a blessing in my business. It's been a blessing to me, because it's been a huge load. My VAs, I have several now. When I say they take care of everything, they take care of everything. I don't have anything to worry about. Even sometimes of things that I don't even think of, they help me think of things that I don't think of. And so I think that it has been, a huge weight off of me, and it's allowed me to basically do things on a higher level with my businesses. I mentioned to you earlier on the call that I'm expanding to a new state. They're the reasons why I can expand to a new state, because of all the hard work and dedication that they put in.
So it's easier to, grow your business with
Absolutely.
VAs to help you grow.
Absolutely, yes. And I am a supporter of VAs 100%. I cannot do the things that I do without my VA team at all.
Looking back in your business era, or in your business career, would would you hire a VA at the very first?
Yes, 100%. I would, I'm, everything happens in timing. But if I had it, earlier on, then if the scheduling that got messed up would not have gotten messed up. But for me, it was a lesson learned, and I realized, when I needed the help and where I needed it at. And now I'm always looking like, okay, I need this. Okay, I need to get a VA, and that's the reason why I have such a huge team of VAs right now, because there's so many moving parts with my businesses. It's been the biggest help in my business. Like I said, I'm able to grow and expand and do more things. And I'm able to, I travel a lot. And before I wasn't able to do that. Before I was working to 9 p.m. at night. I had long days every day. I was working 7 days a week. Anytime I was out of town, I was taking my laptop with me and working, sometimes on the plane. I don't do that anymore. I don't have to do that at all anymore. Like, my laptop don't even get open hardly anymore, because I know my VA team is going to take care of it.
Do you think, in entrepreneurship, VA is a vital part in creating a business?
Absolutely. Yes.
And to anyone who's watching right now, to business owners watching right now, what would you tell them if they're doubting, if they're hesitant to hire a VA, an overseas employee that will help them in their business?
Yeah. So I would say that, and I have people ask me all the time, my opinion. I would say at least step out on faith and hire a VA. You don't have to do it full time in the beginning, but find the value in it first. So maybe hire them part time, and give them some tasks. I think the biggest thing is making sure you train the VA properly, how you want them to do things. You meet with them consistently, so that way you guys are on the same page, and test it out, see the value in it. I guarantee you they will see the value very quickly and realize how important and how much of a vital role that VA will hold. And then they will realize that VA, because this is what I see on my VA team, if they are set to clock in at 7 a.m., at 6:55 every morning, they are texting, "Good morning, Miss Nikia," letting me know that they are up, they're ready to go, and to do their task. And I've had a VA since the beginning. I had a VA early on in my business, so it's been over 3 years that I've had VAs on my team. I have not had any issues there. They show up every day, and ready and willing to work and do what needs to happen. The other thing I would say is, here in the US, we call customer service companies all the time, big companies. They are utilizing VAs as well. So if the bigger companies can do it, the smaller companies can do it as well, and be able to grow their business just like those big name companies.
That's amazing. That message will help enlighten a lot of business owners about how they think
Yeah.
about VAs and the value that they may bring. Last question, Nikia. In one sentence, how would you describe your life before, without VA in your business, and now that you have a team of VAs helping you?
I would say that I have the freedom to do what it is that I want to do.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
That's wonderful and powerful.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much, Nikia, for your time. Thank you so much again for accepting our invitation. And I hope, to our viewers, if you've made at the end of this point, if you've made at this point of the video, thank you so much for watching. And if you got if you got some value, if you've got some learnings on this video, please do like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share this video to someone who may need it. We will be coming up with more episodes with real life discussions of businesses. And I hope you guys stay tuned for more. Again, thank you so much, Nikia, for your time. Thank you guys so much to all the viewers. Thank you guys so much. Bye bye, and see you on the next one.
Okay, bye bye.